Hi everybody, it's me, Dr. Q, and I wanted to show you today what a training session looks like here at the Rescue Ranch. So before we got started, I had to get a lot of things ready. I got all my brushes out that I want to use. They're laying out in front of me. I spent about 15 minutes with all these horses here to make sure that they were all calm. Nobody was pawing or fussing or going to be potentially interrupting us. This horse that I brought in here, he is the lead of the group. Based on the principles that I teach in my Horse Training Masterclass, you always want to work with the one who's highest up on the hierarchy first. So that's what we're doing today. We're starting with him. He is very muddy because, as we've told you before, that they all have to unfortunately live in very muddy situations. And so I was able to bring him in here into this enclosed space without putting a halter lead rope on him. I was able to open a door and just lead him in. Important, just so for you to know, because I want to show you what the proper lead rope and haltering will look like. But let's see how far along that we get. I see this horse over here behind me is already starting to like toss her head and get some anxiety. So if that happens, that's going to transfer anxiety to him, and so that's going to slow down my training. I also have different kinds of treats already ready to go. 3 different things I have going on. One is he has a hay bag, as you guys can see. He's obviously relaxed enough to be eating, so he's not concerned about what I'm talking to you guys about on this video. He's busy eating, so that means he's a safe horse. So that means it's okay for me to sort of turn my back and look at the camera. I think I'm pretty safe that way. But we need to make sure that these other horses in here are gonna stay calm for the whole training session, so that they don't cause him to have anxiety and stop eating. And then on top of that, in a room over here behind a door so that he can't help himself to it, so that's really important. I have 2 different kinds of treats. I have some pieces of carrot and I have some senior pellets. Senior pellets I like to use for training because you can use quite a bit of those and not really add a whole lot of calories to the horse's diet. But of course, whenever you do feed a concentrate like that, you're going to want to take that into consideration of their total caloric intake for the day. So on that note, I'm going to stop blabbing and I'm going to start showing you exactly what I'm going to do with him, which is to start to groom him all over. My goal is going to be to groom him from top of his ears to the bottom of his tail, top and bottom, everything underneath, all the feet, do all the brushing, look him over, totally every inch of him, feel underneath his hind legs, feel in front of his front legs, all those kinds of things, because truly from a positive reinforcement sort of perspective, this is the very first step, even before you put a halter and lead rope on them, before you do anything with them. Having them be naked, horse training naked, is really the best way to build that foundation. The other thing I have is my clicker, which I have on my hand here, so you might hear me using that. But again, without further ado, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So remember, in my horse training masterclass, we talked about safety circle. He is entitled to be safe in his own circle, and I'm entitled to be safe in mine. I'm gonna try to speak really loudly so that hopefully you'll be able to hear me, and I'm gonna try not to get too far away, yet I wanna have a little bit of room. So notice as my voice elevates and I start coming a little bit closer, my arms are getting a little bit more animated. I don't know if you noticed that. Astute observers of horse behavior would have noticed that he sort of stopped eating for a moment, put his head away from me, and generally started to show a little bit of like, whoa, what's she up to? So let me have a chance to show him that I'm not up to anything bad. Hey, honey. How are you? Oh, good boy. Is it okay if I touch you? So that was perfect. I hope you got to see that. I approached him. I asked him how he was doing, if it was okay. If I approach him, he turned to me and reached for my hand. So we do a lot of target training, target to hand. So he did that, which is his way of saying, hey man, come on over. And so I did, and did a little bit of brushing, and that's really the first step. And so now I'm just gonna continue to do that. We'll see, maybe we'll just speed up the video later on. starting by just doing a really good kind of once over, looking at all his lower legs, making sure he doesn't have any wounds, injuries, looking under his tail to see if he has diarrhea. I can see from his tail that the yearling has been chewing on his tail, so he's missing half of it. Hopefully he grows that back before we start having a lot of flies. Okay, I'm going to stick on this side of him for just a moment. So I use the metal curry to get a lot of the mud off. Now I'm going to use my hard and soft brush. Also, I'm using the hard brush on his lower legs because they're so muddy. Normally you're not going to use a hard brush on the lower legs. I'm not bothering with the soft brush because there's so much mud stuck on it, it's not going to do anything except get my brush muddy. So this is probably about as good as we're going to get him as far as demudding at this time. I'm going to go to the other side and do the same thing real quick, and then we'll work on picking feet. Now when we're talking about going around this horse, what's going to be the best way to do it? Go ahead. Take a moment. Write it down below in the comments. What do you think? Is it best for me to go around him or best for me to go under his neck? I wonder if it has anything to do with his ability to see, his vision, and that might be why I make a different choice or a better choice. If I go around back, I could get kicked. If I go around front, I could get struck or hit in the head. So ultimately, the answer is, I think it depends. I don't think there's a right or wrong answer. When you're working around with little children, often you really want to discourage them from going underneath the horse's neck. You want to encourage them, if at all possible, to go around the back very wide so that they're out of or far from kick zone. Going underneath the horse, especially if they're tied up or if they're in cross ties, that can definitely be a problem because they might jerk their head up, they might not see you coming, he might be so busy with his hay net, he doesn't really notice. So the way I get around them is both ways, that honestly. So, but we do it right. We do it carefully. We do it gently. We're respectful of their personal space. We demand that they be respectful of our personal space. It's very important and something that needs to be understood about positive reinforcement. We have boundaries that we have to enforce. So that is a true thing for our own safety. So let's see about getting around it and doing a quick groom on the other side. So I always like to approach horses by the shoulder. We give a little hug. Oh, love you. Okay, so he's really busy with that hay net. So I'm gonna kind of just use this as an opportunity to work my way around into the back. Look under his tail, feel under the tail head. Look at the top of the dock. Now I'm gonna do a little boring video and do it where you can't see me from the other side. Like this one, I've had different ones. Some of them can actually like bend right here and start to like lose their shape with time. So I like this one much better, a little bit more heavy duty. Now, interesting about picking up feet. Now this horse, he's a middle-aged horse, so he has had his feet picked up his whole life. So really picking up feet for him is not a big deal. He knows and understands that if a human comes along and runs their hand down his leg, that I'm about to ask to pick the foot up, and so he's very willing to do that. But we're upping our game and we're teaching all of our horses how to lift their feet with just a command. So I'm going to demonstrate that now because I don't want to practice, or I don't want to miss having the opportunity to practice teaching him that new skill. I don't want to just run through a video and just do it the same old way. I'm going to show you how to use this as a chance to teach him something new. And I'm so happy to hear this big back here behind me. So I'm going to take a moment to reward her. As we say in training, click to calm. But if I click her, it's gonna upset him. I know him well enough to know that clicking is just too much excitement. Whoa! He's gonna get all happy and then it'll be harder for me to get done what I gotta get done. So what I am going to be ready to click him when we work on lifting the feet. So now since I'm gonna be actually moving into really training, I am gonna have the tools that I need, which besides the clicker and the hoof pick is some rewards. So what I've been able to do with these is kind of stick them in my armpit, these two pieces, and we'll save them to use as our reward. So let's see how that goes. Before I got started, I forgot that I needed to grab a target because in case I have difficulty with getting the lift with just the hand ask, I want to have another tool immediately available to me to help me make sure that I can keep on moving through the lesson. And the best way for me to do that is with a target stick. So I have it handy so that if I need it, it's ready to go. So here I am about to live for you train this horse to lift. Hi. See how he looks to me? I like that. He says, hey, what's up? Glad to see you back here in my corner. Hey, baby, can we do some stuff? Yeah? How about, okay, I know. He says, you got some legs, different foot, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna point at this foot, yes, and then I'm gonna say, lift, over, lift. Okay, so he does nothing. He looks at me like, okay, what do you want, you fool? So in my master class, I trained that, remember we don't ask more than twice? I asked him twice. So now I'm moving on to the next phase. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask him the traditional way and then start to try to pair the word lift. So I'm gonna just stop right there because I want to tell you something I think is really important. So I didn't ask him twice, I just asked him once. But the reason I stopped where I did is because I already asked him to lift twice. Now, granted, he doesn't know that behavior very well. We have done it a couple of times, but he doesn't know it well. So I can't have a high expectation for him to perform that behavior. But what he is good at is picking up his feet. But what he's doing now is he's not picking up his feet when I ask very gently, like on our pressure scale, the 1 to 10 pressure scale, right? We talk about that all the time. So I don't want to ask him more than a 3 or a 4 on the pressure scale. I don't even want to do a 5. I don't even want to start there. And I certainly don't want to push a 7 or 8 and force him to pick his foot up. Okay, so that's definitely not what we're going to do here today. So I did ask at like a 2 and kind of like at a 3, and then he still clearly was like too busy eating to pay attention to me. So me as the trainer, it's time for me to stop right there. Stop it. I gotta think, how am I gonna change this up? Because I don't want to ask beyond a 3. I could try again and with like a 3 or 4 and see if he'll pick it up. Okay, maybe that's option A. Option B is maybe take away the hay bag. Option 3 would be work on a different behavior. Such as targeting, and just for a moment. And so of all of those choices, the easiest thing for me to do and the least disruptive, especially to all the other animals and the environment and everything, is probably for me to ask for something different. Yes, and see, I get an agreement back here, so I made the right choice. So I'm gonna get my target stick. And so targeting is something he knows very, very well. And so I don't have to use a whole lot of food reward for this. Just a little petting and scratching is gonna be reward for him because he is gonna love doing this and he gets really excited about it. He just doesn't realize I brought it out yet or that I'm gonna ask him to work on it. Let's see if I can do it like right here in front of the camera. Oliver, wanna show me how to puppy work? Wanna touch it? Give me 5, come here. Oh yeah, go over here. Let's see what he'll do. Ooh, yeah, slowly, he's thinking about it. So give him some time, right? Right here. Good boy. Now, remember, I went ahead and gave him a treat. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and put this away. I'm gonna try to ask him to pick up his feet again. Let's see what happens. He may try to get this target stick, but we'll see. Now notice, easy, easy, I started it. He was picking up this foot, so let's work on that. Okay, over lift. Good boy. That was good. So easy, easy. So I want to find it all possible easy. Easy. Honey. Now from a safety perspective, I need to really try to hang on to that foot. And he's pulling on me with like a 7, and I don't like that. Easy, easy, easy. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. Good boy. Okay, but did you see that magic just happen? Did you see that? We went in just 10 minutes for a horse that I asked to just lift his foot, and he totally ignored me. And then I put a little bit of pressure on his leg and asked him to pick up his foot. He totally ignored me. I changed the frame, I changed the subject, I changed the whole feel of the situation with the target and ask him to come over here and saying, let's do something that you can do really good, that is really easy for you and help build your self-confidence. And we did that, bam, just like that. The first time I asked, this horse lifted his foot up just with me asking him like that without having to use any pressure, physical pressure on his body. Now, isn't that amazing? That's like a 0 to a 1 on the pressure scale, right? So can't ask for much better than that. So on that note, I'm going to continue taking my time, take the time it takes, and to get all the feet picked all the way around. We'll see how long it takes. So as I said earlier, one of the things that was really helpful is I noticed right away that he had picked up his weight off that one foot. So I kind of quickly went to that foot. So I tried to always set them up for success, make it really easy and exciting for them that way. I did almost startle him, if you'll notice that too. He is a very, very sensitive horse. He's very spooky about things. And so you do really have to take your time, which is a good thing for all of us to really be forced to take our time. Okay, didn't do it, making me put too much pressure on. So, but at this point, I'm gonna just try to pick up a different foot instead of having him come all the way over here and eat and so forth. But we'll see. Maybe I'm making the wrong choice right now. I'm gonna hide you, baby. Okay, Oliver lift. Lift. So he just didn't really try at all. It's fine. So I'm going to try it one more foot, and then if I can't get there at all and make any progress, he kind of was thinking about it a little bit, then we'll go back to targeting and try again. All right, so this leg is already sort of, okay, ready? Almost in position. Oliver lift. Oliver lift. Oh, you're thinking about it. Good boy, we're thinking about it. Okay, so that's why things around here take a little while to get done, because things don't always move at the pace that maybe you think they should. Again, so what I can do here is remove the grain bag. Or I can try to target again. Targeting worked last time, a little bit time consuming, but you build that strong, solid foundation and that consistent expectation, and then you'll see within just a few weeks of me working with him, he'll be lifting with little issue. Hey, come here, show me how smart you are? Come here. Oh. Can you come here, please? Can you come over here? Okay, so he clearly said, yeah, no, I'm not interested in that. Okay, no problem. So again, we're not here to have an argument of any kind. So I'm going to put my things down, my rewards down, and I'm going to go ahead and remove the grain or the hay bag at this time. Okay, so he's still gonna have a little bit of hay on the ground to eat there. That's gonna keep him busy for another couple of minutes. So during that time, I'm sure you heard the donkey bray in exasperation. So that's definitely anxiety, and we don't want that. We don't want anybody practicing anything that we don't want them to do, and that includes also showing just that anxiety. So not sure why he's doing that. Probably because they know that usually when we clean them up and brush them and things like that, that next is we're gonna probably take them outside and put them out to pasture where they can run and play and be free, which is what they all are really excited about doing and getting out of the mud. But at the same time, I can't have him practicing behavior that we don't want him to be practicing. And so, because we just don't want him to be practicing being anxious, right? And so instead of putting the hay net away, I actually gave it to the donkey. So you might think that that could be that I'm rewarding him for his bad behavior, but I'm really not, because again, there is no such thing as good or bad behavior. There's just behavior we like or don't like, and so I just want to encourage a certain kind of behavior and kind of discourage a different kind of behavior. So I don't think about it as personally as with as much ego as well, he doesn't deserve it. You know, it's not about that. It's about doing what's best in the scenario to reinforce the behavior that you want to get. The other thing I'm liable to do with this horse to encourage him to be cooperative with me is I'm probably going to brush him again, and this time I won't be as gentle. Okay, so basically, you know, him forcing me to put a 4 or 5 amount of pressure on him, especially this horse who has done it a million times and he knows what he's doing. He's doing it a lot because of some insecurity and anxiety because I keep talking to the camera and I've never done that before. So that's odd for him. And so he's reacting to that a little bit by sort of being, well, I don't want to cooperate with you, you know, but that's okay because this is our first time doing it this way. And so he'll get used to it. But in the meantime, if he's gonna, again, this is a dance back and forth and we're all always wanting to have the least amount of pressure on our partner back and forth both directions. And so since he's consistently now 3 or 4 times, I've asked him something at less than a pressure of 5 and he has refused to comply, even though it was something very simple and I have high rewards here for it that he knows I have. That's really just him starting to be a little bit obstinate, in my opinion. Just, you know, just he's unsure. Now he's doing that, you know, which means I'm right about what I'm saying. But at any rate, having the hay bag is a reward, right? And so if he is going to be not cooperating with me very much, then he doesn't need to have that extra reward. So I took that reward away. He is making the sound, which means that he's happy, which is good. We're still on the right track. Still have a safe, loose horse to be with. But I am going to use that as a little bit of a motivation for him to think about being a little bit nicer to me. Shift his body a little bit so that it's easier for him to give me his foot. And that was excellent. I mean, I basically used like a 1 pressure with my elbow on his chest, and he has to be able to step right back. He's stepping back again. Good. Shoulder. Good here. He's attentive this time. Okay, so you probably didn't get to see any of that. Let's try it again and see if we have as much success as we did that time. He picked it right up with like a 1 pressure. So I'm on the right track. And he's coming to me. So definitely going to give him a reward for that. That's coming to me as a sign of saying, hey, I'm sorry that I was kind of being a jerk earlier. Can I play? Can we play? Sure, we can play. Okay, how about this one? Lift, good boy. Did you see that, everybody? You lifted it right up before I even asked. Easy, 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 boy. Nope, no. 3, 2, 1. Down. Good. So the release of the foot is really important as well. So it's rude for you as the handler to just drop the foot unexpectedly and have it hit the ground. That's not a very nice thing to do to your friend. So I'm teaching him also something new, which is a countdown for when we're going to put the foot down so that he can relax when I'm holding it so he knows that the release is coming soon. One more foot to do. We've done 3. He's still looking for something. Kind of looking for some food a little bit. That's okay. Much better place to be in than him giving me the old tail while he has his face in the hay bag. Lift. Good. Good. Easy, easy, easy. So good, baby. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good boy. And that is how we groom and pick the feet, positive reinforcement style. On that note, I'm Dr. Q, and I'm here to help you have the most amazing relationship with horses that you ever thought possible. Please subscribe down below. If you love what I do, please send me your comments. Please send me your questions. Please send me your training problems. Send me your videos. And let's change the world by introducing positive reinforcement to the world of horses so that they can enjoy the life with us that they deserve. And if our mission touches your heart, please be a monthly donor to the Rescue Ranch, rescueranch.org, RESQRANCH.org. Thanks so much, everybody, and we'll see you right here next time.